Well, hey there, gang. It turns out the Duskmourn standard is both fast and furious, so today we're going to try to grind our opponents down to a slower pace with a mid-range list in one of my favorite 3-color combinations. Friends, opponents, overlords of various weird corners of this haunted house we've been playing in, welcome to Head Games Arena. I'm Jetterex, and today we're playing a deck that I am calling Overlord of the Beanstalk. Why is it called that? Because it's built around up the Beanstalk, 2-mana enchantment, draws you cards, then draws you more cards when you play expensive spells, and the overlords of both the Mistmoor and the Hauntwoods, green and white overlords. You can play them for their impending cost and draw cards off of Beanstalk. They're also just gigantically powerful creatures on their own. So they're great in the mid game, they're terrific in the late game. Having them with up the Beanstalk means that you keep your resources and you draw cards whenever you cast these. So the whole idea of the deck is to get to the middle of the game, get a land and up the Beanstalk, play some expensive spells, and draw cards. So in addition to the Overlords, we're playing Leyline Binding because the deck is kind of a pseudo-domain deck, especially when we get an Everywhere token that counts as all 5 lands, makes Leyline cost 1. We're playing Kaya, Intangible Slayer, and Nissa at the top as our finishers. Kaya, I gotta say, fantastic card, just generally speaking, uniquely good in this deck because we end up having a kind of ramp package and we get to her quite often. People scoop to this card, it's very powerful. So the rest of the deck is really about beating the current meta. So you need a lot of cards that exile creatures or, early on in the game. So we're running 2 Elspeth Smites, 3 Not On My Watch, and 2 Soul Partitions, 2 Get Lost to round out the early game removal package. Remember that we've also got 4 Leyline Bindings. 3 Sunfalls to sweep the board if somebody goes wide. And then Cease and Desist is a very sneaky meta killer because it deals with the Reanimator style packages. It's not perfect, but it is an instant speed way to kind of get them. When they move to reanimate, you cease, you basically counter their spell, and you end up drawing a card as a result. It also has the back end desist, which works against the enchantment deck. So all in all, that's the deck. It is an Abzan Midrange pile. It is surprisingly powerful, and I think that you'll be surprised at how well it does in these games. So without further stalling for time, let's see if Abzan Overlords can deal with this currently incredibly fast meta. Let's play some head games. Fox Falls. Got a Vraska, Avatar, Bird of Paradise sleeves, probably playing mono red. I wish I had an untapped white, but otherwise this hand is, I think, just about as good as it can be to deal with the aggro meta anyway. So let's see what our friend the Fox is doing. I'm gonna keep it, actually. Okay, they're not playing mono red. We go with Beanstalk on 2. Let's go up that Beanstalk. Sure. What do you take? The binding. It's a tough choice. I have 3 removal spells in my hand. Take the Elspeth Smite. Okay. We're going to... What are we gonna do? I can't play Leyline Binding, so I think I just play the land out of my hand and not pull the wrong thing, and we just say go. So Golgari's a mid-range matchup, so we want to be very patient and very cautious as to what we're doing. I can play a little impatiently sometimes, so just reminding myself this is the goal here. Yeah. That's fine. I'm just gonna let that go. It's just 1 damage. And if they play a 3-drop, I soul partition the 3-drop. Nothing. Perfect. What are you doing on my turn? Are you killing my Beanstalk? Go on. Absolutely not. We're going to get a Forest with the Fabled Passage to make Leyline Binding a little bit more effective. Beanstalk again. We need Beanstalk. We need Beanstalk because it really, like, it gives us all the value. Games where we draw Beanstalk and we're able to keep it on board, we do well. Games where we don't, we do not. Okay. Play your Dread Knight. Please allow us to draw an untapped land. I don't love that. So I can Leyline Binding the Dread Knight here. I think I'm just gonna go ahead. So here are our options. I can play the Overlord of the Mistmourn, get 2/1/1 creatures, get the Mistmourn on the board, draw a card. I can Leyline Binding the Deep Cavern Bat or the Mosswood Dread Knight. Either of those things works fairly well. That draws me a card as well. I want to get some board presence, I think. I also want to keep my Sunfalls as a possible way to really make a significant board swing. I'm hoping they commit more to the board, play a Sheoldred or something like that here. Sure, you gonna kill both of my bats? This is exactly what we want them to do. They're digging for whatever damage they can get. And now, we get to Sunfall. Draw a card, kill both of their creatures. Yeah, we're at 7 cards in hand. Everybody's made all their land drops. That's it for the Fox. Good game. Dolibri. What a fancy vampire you are. We are on the draw with 2 removal spells and a cease and desist. Again, I'm going to say it every time. If we're playing against mono red or any kind of aggro, starting with a hand like this is exactly what we want. Because it's going to get us to the mid game, and once we get there, we can start to work. But we need to get there. So let's see that mountain. Plains is not a mountain. Okay. So no, I was tempted to play the Fabled Passage to get the swamp so I can get Virtue online, but I think I'm gonna just put up the white and keep Elspeth's Smite online. Elspeth's Smite. What you got? Excellent. Goodbye, Challenger. Okay. I think I wait. Normally I would play the Beanstalk here, but I think I'm just gonna wait. We're gonna hold up not on my watch. I want to hold up Beanstalk for... It'd be great if I could immediately get benefit out of it. I guess that's the nice thing about it is you immediately draw a card, and really if they don't deal with it, then you're going to draw a bunch more. Yes, yes, yes. Manifold Mouse. Gives itself trample. I don't know why you wouldn't give it to the Scavenger. I'm just going to take their threats off the board. There's another Elspeth's Smite. I think we're in the best possible position now. Beanstalk. Leyline Binding is excellent. Now, next turn, I get to actually get to the black mana for Virtue. for Lochthwain Scorn, which I always forget what is the name of the adventure side of this card. Alright, so they have the lifelink spell. They didn't use it. That's interesting. Alright, we're gonna smite that too. What do you have? Alright, Elspeth's Smite just bought its place in this deck, in this game. Okay. Fabled Passage, we're gonna get our swamp. It seems to me like they must not have... It seems to me like they must not have the hexproof enchantment in hand. Obviously, they would have tried to deploy it to save any of those 4 creatures we've killed now. I mean, that's how you beat aggro. 4 removal spells. Are they going to pay it? They should. They didn't. We're okay with that. Yeah, we're okay with that. Untap land, please. Actually, I have the Leyline Binding, so it's fine. That's not gonna do it. So we can Leyline Binding the Sheltered by Ghosts. But I'd really rather destroy it. I don't really want to let them get all that. Did they draw another one? Is that what happened? It'd be neat if they did. It would be bad for them. That's how you beat aggro. 5 removal spells. Okay, so from here we... Overlord of the Mistmoors. Draw our card. Underground Mortuary. We do not need more lands. We have 1 in hand. It's not glamorous, it's not exciting, but boy howdy does it get the job done. I'm not gonna block. That's fine. Get Lost is excellent, and we have 7 mana. Okay, so the play is Overlord of the Hauntwoods, full cost. Draw a card. Get in with the moths. Listen, I love the moth. And if you know me, you know why. It's like my avatar. I'm just gonna say, that's probably it. Overpowered Toadstyle. If you're not playing frogs in your deck, like with a name like that, this hand is bad. 2 Kayas and a Sunfall. If it's aggro, we just lose. So I'm gonna mulligan that. This has removal in it. It does have a little card draw. This is less bad. We're going to tuck one of these Overlords. We will play a Blooming March and say go. We will play a Plains and say go. Our opponent is on mono black. Well, they played a swamp. We don't know what they're doing yet. They got the Nashi sleeves though, so maybe Tamir. I was thinking this might be the case. I actually thought about running at least one piece of Reanimator. I guess I have Virtue of Persistence. Yeah. Bandit's Talent. So what do I pitch? It may sound strange, but I think I actually pitched the Binding. Alright. I'm just gonna draw. I want to try to keep my my hand as high as possible. Although I gotta say this discard deck, I need to get lost. I'm in trouble.
To regret it. You won't be outsmarting me.
We're in trouble. Lily is gonna break our back here.
Drop it.
More discard? Okay. Pumping that. You don't... It's interesting. It feels like they must have another... They must have another Lily in hand or removal. So... Get Lost buys us time. Overlord makes them deal with stuff. I'm gonna play Overlord here. No instant speed removal from our opponent. What is in their hand? Very curious what it must be. I wonder if they have the Warlock, the Lizard, because they gotta do damage for that to work. Okay, level 3 from Bandit's Talent. Are we pitching another card? So we're pitching Virtue. Not even a question. Yep, I'll lose my 2 life. So if I take out Lily here, and I can actually take out Lily and take out the Bandit's Talent. Oh, I can't take out Lily. I can't kill it, but I can get her down to 2, which makes her very vulnerable. I think getting rid of the leveled up Bandit's Talent is actually pretty solid. Let's go for it. Kaya doesn't do us any good. Get rid of the Bandit's Talent. Okay. We're playing off the top deck, but many of our cards are castable with the mana we currently have available. So they're going to make a sacrifice. Listen, Lily's off the board. Here's the new one. Kill the other one.
When I win, you're telling me what you know of sacrifices must be made.
Okay, unexciting. Drew a land, played it. Their Lily's gonna keep ticking up. Problem is they have to play their cards, or they're just pitching them. So they're making themselves discard a card.
Your secrets.
They can't use those because they don't have a creature. Beanstalk is excellent. Land is fine. Go ahead. Make us sacrifice the Overlord.
I have bigger fun. I'll take my zombie. Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
I really need a creature. Look at your draws.
Nobody knows Dominar. Don't overthink things.
Really need to draw action. Not a land, not a land, not a land. Not a land. Kaya's excellent. Get out of here, Tiny Bones.
Sounds easy enough. Today you die.
Oh boy. What? That was the best top deck I could have possibly gotten. Sure.
Sacrifices must be made.
Okay. Fabled Passage. And that's it! Who's Toadstyle? It's probably pronounced Meister. If I know my New England pronunciations. Oh boy, this is terrible. Like, it's all the top end. It's just, it's not gonna work. Okay. Better. I think I tuck Nissa, if I'm honest. I just don't think she's worth keeping at this level. Maybe I'm wrong. Can I get by on 3 lands for now? Okay, what 3 lands are we getting by on? So, those 3? That's good. I like that. Our opponent is playing blue-white, so maybe Oculus. We will take another land. Okay, second land. I love when we have the, this and then this. We're going to play up the Beanstalk and see if we're playing against control. Deduce is a control card. That's not really an Oculus card. Okay, so now we have 2 of these triple lands. That's fine. So we'll go Blooming Marsh and Sago, because they don't have anything for us to hit with our removal spells. This is looking a lot like a control deck. So we got the Beanstalk down, which is pretty big. Pretty excellent. Okay, so we are going to play an untapped land and slam Overlord. Draw a card. They're going to draw a card themselves. Are they going to counter? They are not. Sure. Alright, they killed all of our guys. So, does this cost 6 now to play for its impending cost? That's a little annoying. Not doing anything this turn is a huge tempo loss for us. Like, huge. I really wish I had drawn an untapped land. Don't love that. Boy, we really needed to draw lands these last 2 rounds, and we did not. They're gonna counter this. Land? I will take it. They are also playing Overlord because they are smart and wise. I usually get white. I always kind of feel like I need more white than anything else. I have green, 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 white, white, white. I feel like white is the most color-intensive color in the deck. So we're going to do the same thing. War of the Mistmoors. We're in Lord of the Rings town over here. Oh, Jace is bad for us.
Emotions are distractions. Focus on the facts.
Yeah, that is bad for us.
Nothing could be more vulnerable than your memory.
If they're just trying to mill us out, we are in trouble. I mean, it's a win condition, no doubt about it. Okay, so we attack. Yep. The underground mortuary, and whatever it is, we leave it on top. I don't think there's a way for us to stop another Jace, and if they have another Jace, we just lose. That's all there is to it. There's no way, like, I can't counter it, I can't get it out of their hand. So I think what that means is maybe I play Kaya. Oh, they scooped! Iposan. Is that a different kind of frozen? Like your Iposan? I have no idea what that could possibly mean. Okay. This is not fast. I can get lost on 2, which destroying a creature in the aggro meta is not as good as exiling it. I'm gonna keep this. I think this is a playable hand. If our opponent is on red. So, underground mortuary. Virtue is okay. Okay. Maybe we're in this. Big pumps for our opponent. Slick shot. Okay, 2 damage. This is a little tough, because what do I actually kill? I think the Scamp is the more dangerous one, surprisingly. So... I think the Scamp is more dangerous. Fire. Just 1. Pumping? Not pumping. Okay. Now we've got a Sunfall. So now we just need to be as patient as we can be. So in order for us to Sunfall on time, I think we actually need to do this. We have the Get Lost. It's not my favorite removal spell, but we are going to leave that on top and say go. This is one of those cases where I wish I had the Exile spell instead of Get Lost. I try to diversify the removal because there's different situations. Scamp is fine. Our opponent's getting in. I feel like I made an error. Well, because I didn't play Blooming Marsh or Shadowy Backstreet last turn. Now both of them come in tapped, so I only have 1 removal spell this turn. I was hoping to cast Overlord, but now I can't do that. Alright, so this is a big swing because there's so much going on. They could very easily kill me next turn. I think we can win that one. Alright. Let's go. Let's go. What do they got? I'm excited. Okay. I don't think they can get up to 17. Is fine. You gotta do one more. They got it! Oh, good for them! Oh, wow! That was great math. The 46th iteration of Mishra. On the draw again. Virtue on 2. Leyline on 3. Cease and desist does something. That's a keepable hand. That last game, that was remarkable. I really thought that we were... it seemed like we were going to be safe. Okay, I'm going to pay very clear attention. Ooh, is this a Delirium deck? Look at this. Somebody say John Demount in the comments. We'll leave that on top. Okay, so, Plains. Actually, I can do Hushwood Virgin. You just need to make sure that I get Looming Marsh down. Sure. So, do I Virtue that? I think I do. I just like want to keep their threats off the table. They're not representing black mana yet, so if they can't cast it, then they just lose it. Oh, there it is. That's fine. If it seems like things are going their way. See, I did it. That was why I needed to play the Plains second, because then I have Leyline Binding. That was a mistake. See, I tricked myself. Okay, our opponent's surveilling. Cease and desist might show the front half worth value this time. Okay, so we've got creature, instant, land. I actually think instant is harder for them to get into the graveyard. Land's probably easy because there's more of them in the deck. So I'm going to get rid of the 2 non-lands here on their end step. They're probably going to play their guy. Come on, what are we doing? Are you not going to do anything? They're going to play the grindy game with us, and they shouldn't. Like, they need to be more aggro to beat us. I know they may not realize that at this point, but... Okay, so... Plains. Beanstalk? They probably have an answer for Beanstalk. Probably playing Terrace Under in that deck. That'll do. Questing Druid. Listen. Look at all those Questing Druids! You have to play both, right? How's Questing Druid? What is making that sound? My brain said to me quietly. Pillage. I really, this is going to be a grindy game. This might be a long one. So settle in. Until your next end step. Are they about to lose a bunch of cards? I don't think I need to touch that Questing Druid right now. I think I want to keep the Get Lost for Planeswalkers and enchantments. I guess the binding can hit everything as well. Do I Get Lost now? I am doing that because I think I'm going to get to a point where I have too many cards in my hand. I'm very tempted to play Nissa here. We're going to get more white. Well, because Nissa does this.
I won't leave out to Sentinel. Fight beside us.
Do you have an answer for Nissa? Because Nissa just murders that. This is why I added this, because it has the -1 that destroys artifacts and enchantments, and there's lots of decks that are very, very built around those things right now, especially enchantments. It also just makes a creature every turn. It just makes a creature, makes a creature, makes a creature, and then at the very end of the game, I've only got one forest on board right now, but they do 2 and 2.
You won't stop the coming invasion.
Very good. Okay, so we're gonna impend this. I really wish it hadn't tapped white there. I'm like very uncertain what they have enduring vitality in there, so I'm just not gonna mess around with it. Get this out of here. I hate to be this guy, but I don't think our opponent has any hope against us at this point. Because I just have too many removal spells. I just don't think it's possible for our opponent to be successful against us. Okay. Let's just get the land down. I gotta say, I really don't think that our opponent's gonna be attacking a whole heck of a lot. I'm really tempted to just bin that. Let's get our attack in. Overlord of the Mist Moors. Flyers. Okay. Well, they've got a lot of mana. What are we going to do with it? Okay. So they're playing a Jund Stormsplitter combo. Do you have a protection spell? Oh. Do I just take that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 8. I'm not going to kill them this turn, I don't think. I don't think it's possible to. So no, we're definitely leaving up removal for the rest of the game so that there is no chance that they do anything. I think I'm just taking this. I just don't think that it matters. Okay, so I need to be very attentive to what I do with my mana. 1, 2, 3. There's 7 on board. So Kaya gets rid of the Storm Splitter, but then if they have another copy of the combo in hand, they can probably win. Alright, drawing all the lands. Alright, let's see what our opponent can do. So we have dealt with 2 of their Enduring Vitalities, and the other, those 2 are in exile. Okay, so they've got 2 more in the deck. Bog. 3 mana. Yep. Red, green, black. Double green. Triple green. What are they doing? Okay. I don't think that this gets them where they need to go, because they need to draw a 3rd land and... Yeah, they need to draw a 3rd land and a Enduring Vitality. So, they risked it for the biscuit. They can't cast Enduring Vitality. That was the wrong land. That's it, friend? Sure. I don't think they can do it. Still not enough. Alright, am I counting correctly? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That is 1 short. Good game! Sciatus. That's like that nerve in your back that when it pinches your leg hurts, right? The sciatus nerve. I'm a little worried that our opponent has Bolas sleeves, or Jace sleeves and a Bolas avatar. Like, is this person playing mono red? Probably not. We're gonna keep this hand anyway. Because it is what you want. No, they're playing control. So we'll start with the Mortuary. We'll keep a Beanstalk. Maybe they're playing the Oculus deck. We do okay against the Oculus deck. We do not do okay against Jeskai control. Here's the Plains. Let's try to resolve a Beanstalk. Do you got it? Do you have a counterspell? Come on. Okay. 1 counterspell down. Okay, Beanstalk number 2. Resolved. We're in like serious trouble though, because so many of these cards in our hand are like completely dead. Our cards aren't doing anything. We're just gonna play this tap land and say go, and really wish that we had something to do. Our opponent missed their land drop last turn. Let's see if it happens again. Silver Scrutiny to draw 1. Made their land drop. This is a little strange, but I feel like I'm going to cast Sunfall just to draw a card. Ooh, terrible. Terrible. Ooh, what does Ral do?
I've got a whole thing. You get to be my protege today.
Okay. Fabled Passage, we're going to get a white. And hold on. Yes, that's fine. Overlord, draw a card. Lots of removal held up. Yeah, this incubator token is just a rectangle that does absolutely nothing at this point, which is at least a little hilarious. Ral, huh? I don't know what their deck is. I am stumbling through the dark here. I'm hanging on the edge of my butt.
There's evidence here somewhere.
There's evidence here somewhere. Now they have to pitch a few cards. Maybe we'll get a clue of what they're doing. I have never played against this card. Brotherhood's End. Roaring Furnace. Let's use up this smite. Sunfall on the back end. Temporary lockdown.
Genius idea by Ral.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. We are very in trouble now. I mean, we really just need to draw. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If they have another No More Lies, this gets countered. So I could just impending it, but I feel like I need the threat. If they've got another No More Lies, they've got it. Okay. Don't hate that. Listen, we have ways of getting rid of temporary lockdown. Just need to draw into one.
Aha! A solution!
Ooh, let me see it.
I hope you've got bottled lightning.
Listen, y'all. Look at our hand. Removal, removal, board wipe, removal. They took my Beanstalk. I'm in trouble. I just did nothing, and...
Thanks for the helping paw.
There is no reason for us not to use these. They're just sitting in our hand. They're countering this. Yeah.
I have a plan.
Listen, folks, we've already lost. I'm gonna play this out, but there is no way that we win at this point.
Aha! A solution!
That's it, folks.
I hope you've got bottled lightning.
All right, friends, opponents, overlords. How did we do? So we played 7 games on camera. We went 5-2. I think that it was a really good representation of what the deck is capable of. If you have the right hand, you can deal with the aggro meta early in the game, but sometimes they still can sneak out a win, as we saw in one of those games. That red deck, it is so capable of putting an abusive amount of damage on that if you really need to be paying attention to how you choose your removal spells. I think we did the best we could in that game and still lost. Our other loss was to a dedicated Jeskai control deck. Control is going to be hard for us because we're so geared towards dealing with the aggro meta with these early game removal spells, and we had nothing but those in our hand. It was a handful of those. We just could not get our value engine pieces on board, which is why we ended up just calling it a day. But we saw the deck do the thing it wants to do, get the Beanstalk down, play the Overlords, play Leyline Binding, keep an incredibly large hand while also putting very good threats on board. This to me feels like a traditional Abzan Midrange deck, and that's what I like so much about it. So I definitely want to give a shout out here that this deck, the original list that I pulled, wasn't my list. It was MTG Swayze. So look him up, check out his channel. He's got lots and lots of followers and is a pretty popular dude, and I think that his content is great and that his decks are great, which was what made me want to play this. I made some subtle adjustments to it just to have my own flavor, but ultimately I want to give him credit for this list. So that is all that we have for today. As always, thank you very much for tuning in and watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, leave some comments down below. Any and all those things really help out the channel. So take care of one another. Be well. We'll talk to you again soon.